Hello, my name is Clarissa Clifton and I am the food historian, living history interpreter here at Smith Plantation of Open Hearth Cooking. Today, we're also going to make buttermilk biscuits, the quintessential Southern biscuit. In front of the fire, I have my great-grandmother's spider skillet, and it's sitting in front of the fire because that is how I'm preheating. And the lid for it I have leaned up against this Dutch oven because it's also preheating, because the oven is just coals on top and bottom for radiant heat. And you'll see how I'll do that in a few moments, but first we're actually going to mix up our biscuits. I use all-purpose flour and about 2.5 pounds. In this case, I'm going to put baking powder in it, and I'm going to use non-aluminum baking powder. And you'll see that I will cut up my shortening, which I use lard, because when you have biscuits like that, that's lard. When you have biscuits like that, that's those artificial shortenings. And they don't taste as good either. And then I'm just going to cut in the lard, which is about 2 ounces is what I use. And the other thing is I'm going to put a decent dash of salt in here as well. Because the one thing that I did learn when I first started doing food history, you do nothing out here that doesn't somehow add something to the party. If it doesn't add to the party, there's no reason to have it. And you're just going to incorporate the lard into the dough until it starts looking kind of like just little pebbles into the bowl. And that does it. Now I'm going to take my buttermilk and add it. It gives great flavor to the biscuit. And then I'm going to get my spider skillet and set it up here on the table. Now this spider skillet is 25 pounds empty. To give you an idea of why for a while cast iron fell out of favor, because it was so heavy, but it's fantastic at holding heat. The other thing about biscuits, in order for them to get good height on them, you stick them together. They will not blend into each other because this is a dough, not a batter. So, and if you put them together, basically making walls next to each other, they have no other option but to go upwards instead of spreading out first and then going upwards. Because I've seen a lot of people who will try to do them by spreading them out. And that is not good, because if you have space in between them, that gives them somewhere else to spread to before they decide to go upwards. I just pat them out by hand and stick them into the pan. You could roll them out, cut them with a pastry cutter, which means you have to wash that. Southern poverty food is my deal, and so I usually use that, saying that as my excuse that we wouldn't have had a pastry cutter. And now I'm going to take this 25-pound spider skillet and set it down here in front of the hearth on the coals I had taken out earlier. And I'm going to put the lid, my lid on it, which is 12-inch. And I put coals on top. If you notice, my lid has a lip around it to hold coals on top. The oven's created because of heat being on top and bottom. And that's it. And now the biscuits are baking in there. I'll probably check them after 15-20 minutes. Okay, we are going to check our biscuits now. They've been cooking probably for about 25 minutes or so, baking down here. And let's see. Oh yeah, our biscuits are done. We got some good heat from our coals, and they're actually done quicker than I had anticipated them to be done. But that's no biggie, because one of the other things is that when you're cooking out here, anything that gets a little bit too brown doesn't taste like it does in your modern day oven, like a charcoal briquette. It's like a caramelization, and it tastes fantastic. And I'm also going to spread some butter over our biscuits here, because biscuits and butter just go good together. And then we will just start popping our biscuits out. As you notice, even though I put them together, they're still scored right where they need to be. Let me get this first one out. It's always the first one. And after you get the first one out, then it's really easy to break the others out. And as you can see, they are fluffy, beautiful rise on them, great height. And I will go ahead and admit, I tore up some of the biscuits on purpose so I can sample to make sure that the biscuits are ready. And those are our biscuits right there. If you want to learn more, I do have a cookbook called One Hearth, One Pot for Love of Food and History. My name's Clarissa Clifton, and thank you for watching today. And feel free to just reach out to me if you have any questions. Thanks.